Can you guess this 80s show that really was like nothing else on TV? Well, let's see. Here's a couple clues. Clue number 1. Each episode of this show was actually named after a famous popular song. And not only was it named after that song, but also the episode's plot was often inspired by that song title. Clue number 2. One of the lead actors was notorious for hating every moment of being on the show. In fact, when the show came to an end, he actually pulled a David Caruso.
Don't fancy. I'll clean out the locker later, okay?
Left the set without saying goodbye, got in his car, and drove away. That said, as the years passed, he has admitted that though it was difficult making the show, the legacy and how it touched especially its younger fans gave him much more appreciation than he had had at the time. Clue number 3. Because the show was so much more expensive to produce than your average sitcom, and early on it was still struggling to find its audience, the studio behind it had to come up with some creative ways to find money to avoid cancellation. This creativity led to not one but 2 cartoon adaptations of this show, a breakfast cereal, and a very successful line of toys. And your final clue? The show really upset fans when it was canceled because it was canceled on a cliffhanger and a pretty big one. The creator was under the impression that they were going to get another season, and at the last minute they didn't. Ultimately, the story would be concluded in a TV movie 6 years later, but because almost none of the original cast participated, most of the fans really weren't satisfied. So, did you figure it out? Well, let's see. I have to admit, I was addicted to this show as a kid. I absolutely loved the humor, I loved the cast. I'm actually really sorry that the actor who played the dad was so miserable because I thought his comedic dynamic with Alf was awesome.
It was Willie's idea.
What? This was just the perfect show at the perfect time.
Have some wine. It'll slow down your reflexes.
As a part of the generation of kids that grew up with E.T., it was kind of exactly what we had been waiting for.
If you destroy a history book, you cheat future generations out of knowledge of the past.
That's rather deep for a planet whose motto was, "Are you going to finish that sandwich?"
So, were you a fan of Alf? If so, let me know. And do you remember those 2 cartoons? What about the breakfast cereal? I know my sister had the stuffed animal.